Good blessed Sunday morning, August the 25th, 2024. The time being 5:15 a.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. It doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like me or anything that I say or do. That's your prerogative. You have a First Amendment to the United States Constitution, a freedom of press, freedom of speech, which I do, freedom to protest, which I do, freedom to gather, which I do, freedom to associate, which I do. If you're a felon or you're on probation or parole, you probably want to check with your local law enforcement officials or your probation or parole officer if you're on probation or parole to see if you are able to associate with other people that's felons or on probation or parole. What I want to show you all this morning, these streets are dangerous. These streets are dangerous. Sometime my young daughter, 18, she goes to work. You see what I'm saying? In the next town, sometime early in the morning like this, on one of her young friends, which is a white female out of Wyatt, Missouri. Both of them drive. Sometimes it's not safe out here, not just with people that's citizens. When you watch this video, I'm gonna show you 3 law enforcement officials. One used to be a Charleston, Missouri detective, John Blakely, who falsely put together a murder case and had a guy sentenced to life in prison by the name of David Robertson. This was in 2000, and the case was overturned in 2018, 18 years later. Watch it real careful. And listen what the appellate court judge said about John Blakely. He shouldn't be trusted, but they allowed him to resign in 2018, and he came right here. This is Southeast Missouri, the Boot Heel, one of the most racist places on the face of this earth. Now, if you're not racist, don't let it bother you. But John Blakely was able to resign, and now he's working at Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department up under Brenton Farrow. Brenton Farrow allowed a lot of things to happen to blacks and to whites that is not a part of the good old boy system. He even let blacks do other things to other blacks in front of his sheriff deputies. And when his sheriff deputies tried to arrest the individuals, like Lester Gillespie, December the 7th, 2022, when he was committing a burglary and an assault, and the deputy told him. And when the deputy, Nicholas Pratt, a white man, arrested Lester Gillespie, a black individual here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, a felon, Brent Farrow made him let him go. And this bandit destroyed the police report. Then you have another one that worked at the Mississippi County Sheriff Department by the name of Captain Barry Morgan. You already got John Blakely coming from Sykes, Missouri, 15 miles away to Charleston, Missouri, and hired on as a sergeant detective, still arresting people. Then you got Barry Morgan, that the Illinois State Police, you'll hear for yourself, the Illinois State Police arrested him for a battery on a statement on a suspect and official misconduct. He pled guilty in Johnson County, Illinois, and Vienna, Illinois, to the lesser charge of battery on a suspect, and they let him get away with the official misconduct, which wouldn't allow him to carry a weapon anymore. Then just recent, Barry Morgan's friend, I believe his name David McClinton, a Missouri State Highway Patrol, just recent, this month was arrested on 5 counts of some type of sexual misconduct when he was stopping female. This is one of Barry Morgan's friends. You see, birds of a feather flock together. I want y'all to pay close attention to it. When you're getting stopped, you can't blame all law enforcement officials, all state highway patrols, all sheriff deputies, all police, law enforcement. All of them ain't like this. You got some good ones out here, and I know some good ones. But you got to be careful. When you're young like my daughter, make a slow roll to somewhere it's lit up and where a business is open. But y'all pay close attention to this here. How was Barry Morgan and John Blakely still on the force? Why ain't Lester Gillespie arrested and charged? Peace be still.
Charleston police arrested convicted drug dealer David Robinson in the shooting death of Sheila Box. Robinson, found guilty the following year, has always maintained his innocence. Well, now this special judge's report to the Missouri Supreme Court agrees with him. And this isn't some kind of procedural error. The judge who wrote this says David Robinson is innocent. The 2 key witnesses at his trial lied, and the detective behind his arrest in this report simply cannot be believed.
I read this every day. I can tell you everything in there page for page.
For David Robinson, this 91-page report to the Missouri Supreme Court puts a megaphone to the words he's repeated over and over again.
I ain't no murderer. I ain't killed nobody. I didn't kill Sheila Box or nobody else. Nor have I ever killed anyone.
The state's high court called on Jefferson County Judge Daryl Missy to review everything in Robinson's case and gather new testimony. His report starts and finishes with the same assertion that Robinson is innocent. The pages in between detail an investigation that relied on questionable witnesses and no physical evidence, led by Detective John Blakely, described in here as not competent and not credible.
After reading that, I felt like, wow, it's the same thing I've been saying for 17 and a half years. And it fell on deaf ears.
On the night of August 5th, 2000, Sheila Box was shot as she sat in her SUV near this intersection on Sykeston's west side. Police arrested Robinson and a second man that night. They were questioned, their clothes tested for blood or gunpowder residue, and then released. But Robinson tells me he believes the focus stayed on him.
It was more so that they wanted me more than they wanted anybody.
And why? Why do you think they wanted you?
Past history dealing with the police.
Just get you off the street.
Just get me off the street.
According to Judge Missy's report, the only witnesses who implicated David Robinson at his murder trial were Albert Baker and Jason Richardson. Richardson testified he shared a cell with Robinson and overheard him bragging about the murder. But 3 years later, Richardson told investigators that wasn't true, and evidence shows he and Robinson were never cellmates. Judge Missy called his trial testimony profoundly unbelievable. Albert Baker, a paid informant for Sykeston police, testified he saw Robinson shoot Box. But in 2017, Baker said he lied, saying, quote, "The detective said they would change my life." Baker got out of jail within hours of signing his statement against Robinson and received $2,500 in cash in the weeks after.
Yeah, I forgive him. I even forgive Blakely because as long as I held on to hate, I couldn't move forward.
Judge Missy has harsh words for Detective John Blakely, who took those statements from both Baker and Richardson. Missy says Blakely's testimony doesn't ring true, and the timing of Albert Baker's release from jail back in 2000 was no accident.
Blakely denied that he didn't have nothing to do with Albert Baker getting out of jail. That was a lie. The judge called it a lie.
The judge also called Blakely, quote, "the least credible witness to have testified before this court." What is credible, Judge Missy writes, are the numerous confessions given by this man, Romance Mosby. Several people testified that Mosby said he shot Sheila Box that night following a drug deal gone bad. Mosby hanged himself in prison in 2009.
I hate to see what happened. And do I believe the fact that he told other people that? Yeah.
But the judge also had
John Blakely, y'all. Wednesday the 31st, 2024. How you doing, John Blakely?
Sir, how are you, sir?
All righty. Got a couple of cases today. That's the vehicle that he drive right there, John Blakely. This is Wednesday, I believe it's the 31st, in front of the Mississippi County Courthouse here. That's John Blakely, the one who a judge said his testimony is not to be believed. Back in 2000 and I believe 18, a case was overturned, David Robertson. I'm going to show y'all what the judge said about this man, but yet he's working for the Mississippi County Sheriff's Department here in Charleston, Missouri. This is the vehicle he be driving most times. I want y'all to take a real good look at it. This man is considered a criminal, according to a appellate court judge. But yet they still let him go in the courtroom and testify on cases. Y'all take a good look at this here. I'm gonna show y'all where he work at in a minute.
In southern Illinois against a Mississippi County, Missouri sheriff's deputy.
Mississippi County Sheriff Britton Farrell says he stands by his captain, Barry Morgan, who faces charges of battery and official misconduct.
Here's a look at video from last September that shows Sheriff Farrell with Captain Morgan standing to his left. According to Illinois State Police, the state appellate prosecutor's office out of Springfield filed the charges against Morgan. They come nearly 6 months after the arrest of a man who allegedly stole a sheriff's department truck and drove it from Charleston into Illinois before being stopped in Johnson County. All state police will say is that Morgan faces the 2 counts for actions relating to that man's arrest. Sheriff Farrell, meantime, tells me their internal investigation found Morgan did nothing wrong during that arrest. Farrell goes on to say that Morgan, quote, has served and is serving Mississippi County and our profession admirably. Farrell also says it's unfortunate investigators would rather charge a fellow officer than concentrate on the actual perpetrator of the crime. The man accused of stealing that truck.
Everything you need, sir.
Is there anything else that you needed?
I'm not leaving my property until we both leave together.
Is there anything else?
I don't even trust that with you.
Is there anything else that you?
Okay, why don't you trust her with me?
First of all,
Hold on, wait, stop.
You did.
this is my house.
You own the house that you rented, sir.
Stop it.
Listen to me, man. Fred.
Yeah.
Okay, go on and do what you're gonna
I'm
do.
going to do what I'm doing. I'm taking a report.
Yeah, and I'm gonna call Farrell. I can call Brett.
Don't do that to him, because he ain't even done nothing.
No,
This is what you're doing. You getting
I
on
opened
to
that door 'cause he was
everybody.
in the way.
But you getting
She
on
was
to
standing behind us
everybody.
No,
and committed an assault.
You getting on to
And a
everybody.
burglary because you can't go into your house
You're
if you've rented it to somebody.
Let me tell you what happened, sir.
You barged into the door. I seen it.
The door was open.
Y'all stop.
The door was
The door
closed.
was open, but she was
And
standing
she was
behind it,
standing right there.
open.
And I asked her, we coming in.
You pushed it
You
open.
said she was a
Now we
sheriff.
can do this. You can leave or you can go to jail with me. How about that?
Sir, listen to me, man.
He said if don't nobody leave, he finna mace them. Oh my God. Never. Look at him. He's shaking up the mace. Oh my God. And then everybody running. I would never run. That's illegal. Go.
Yeah, there's about 5 seconds.
Of felony invasion of privacy. The Scott County prosecuting attorney charged 39-year-old David McKnight with a total of 5 counts, accusing him of producing images of 6 adults in a state of full or partial nudity without their consent. Court records indicate 5 victims are adult females and the 6th is a romantic partner of one of the women. At least 2 women have posted online about their recent experiences with McKnight. We spoke to one of them today.
It made me feel gross, like just, and on like not knowing what he's seen and not knowing if he took those photos from my phone. It was really bad. I'm sorry, it's hard to talk about.
That's Emily Northern. You'll hear more of her conversation with Madison Stewart and more on the charges against McKnight as our coverage continues tonight.
sheriff. No, that's the Charleston Police Department. I'm hoping, let's see what's going on. Which way are they going here? Going over the bridge. So it must be something happening on the I-57 northbound. They didn't go over the viaduct, which is Boomland. Let me ride my bike down and check it out.
Calling Street Department number 2. Announce yourself. Come to the front door with your hands up.
Ooh, somebody going to jail.
Anyone else inside 519 South Rawlings, apartment number 2.
It's my type of work, y'all. Saving lives.